as well as their market performance. Their characteristics are, one, it is the agility and the flexibility. By utilizing whatever the human resources are available in the nation, by utilizing properly, so that is also one of the main factors that contributes to development of a nation. So the micro, small and medium enterprises serve as the backbone of Indian economy, providing the quality services, and also their concentration, it is on the local community and the sustainability. Hello dear students, welcome to the session. My name is Kapamdi, faculty in the Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So we are discussing small business management for 5th semester BCom. So the first unit that we have, it is the foundation of small business. That is the introduction part. What is small business? What are the definition, characteristics of small business, and how the small business contributes, and what are the roles of small business in economic development of a nation. So that we all see the introduction part of this subject, that is the small business management. So first, in the today's sessions, we'll see the introduction part, then the definition of small business, and what are the characteristics. So how do we classify a small business that is different from the large businesses or the large scale industries. So then we have what are the roles it plays. That is the role of small businesses in developing economic development of a nation. Then what are the classification of small business in India, especially that is the MSME framework. How the MSME framework has done in India, so that we will see it here. And what is the entrepreneurs versus small business owners? What is the difference that we have between entrepreneurs and the small business owners? So that we will see it in the today's session. So first we'll see the introduction. So the businesses are those enterprises that exist for the purpose of providing the goods or selling the goods or providing the services to the customers with the aim of making the profit or achieving the profit. So the business, common term business, that we call it as the making a product or providing the goods or the services to the customers for the purpose of making a profit or with the aim of making the profit, so that we call it as a business. So the small business make up one of the most vital part of any economy. When it comes to the economy of a nation, so the small businesses plays a vital role because it contributes to the GDP, it contributes to the employment generations and also the income level of the people. So they employ a large percentage of workforce, provide most of the grassroots services such as retailing, and represent a major sector of investment. Especially the small business, that we can see it in the field of retailing. So that we'll consider it as a grassroots services. So to reach the final customers, to reach the remote areas, reach the customers in the remote areas, they needs the small businesses or the small entrepreneurs. So that represent a major sector in the sector of investment. So next we'll see the definition of small business. So the small business are the enterprises where all the major decisions are the responsibility of one or two or a few people who are usually the owners or the proprietors. So usually the small business, it is individually or independent owned businesses, which all the major decisions or the important decisions are taken by the one or two or the few people who usually owners or the proprietors of their business. So the small business, usually it is the independently owned with the minimum number of employees, and where all the decision-making responsibility that will be held by that few people or one or two people. So the small business management here, small business management is the process of coordinating all the aspect of privately owned enterprises. So the small business management means what? Coordinating all the activities of their owned or the privately owned businesses, such as the daily operations or maybe the finance and the staffing to ensure its profitability and the growth. So usually small business management, what happens? It acts as or it is the process of coordinating all the activity usually by the private proprietors. So all that activity, for example, the daily transactions or the daily operations or any activities relating to the finance or hiring of employees or the HR management, or all these are activities are coordinated with the aim of achieving the higher profit. So the small business management means it is the process of coordinating all these activities by those individual proprietors or privately owned enterprises. So then we'll see what are the characteristics of a small business. One, it is the categorized on the basis of operational and structural traits. How the structures of small business, small enterprises are there. So based on that, its natures are, one, it is the owner management. So usually all the small businesses are specifically managed by the owners. So that is the private owners or the entrepreneurs. They are the managers, or they will be managing that single-handedly. They will be managing their business or operations, and then they will have the limited size of operations. So that means what? When it comes to the volume of the transactions or the number of transactions, it is very limited, because they'll have that the limitations or limited capital, and also the size of their operations, it is very little. And then the localized reach. So usually the small businesses, they will be localized, or they will be doing the business only in a limited resources or with a limited geographical base. So this is the based on the operational and structural traits. So second characteristics, based on the financial and resources. So based on their financial constraints and the resource constraints, what are its features? So one, it is the low capital investment. One of the main feature of the small businesses is that their capital base will be limited. So they'll have a low resources or the low capital to run their business, and they'll be using the limited resources for their business. And they will have the simpler tax and legal structures, because their business size or the operational size, it is limited. So they will have the simpler tax procedures and also the legal structures or the legal requirement for your business. And then third characteristics that we have, it is the competitive and market traits. When it comes to the competitiveness in the market as well as their market performance, their characteristics are, one, it is the agility and the flexibility. So they'll have the speed adaptations to any changes, because they'll have a small surrounding of the business or the small number of transactions. They can be able to adapt to any changes or they'll have the flexibility in adopting any changes or the new changes in their business. And then personalized services. Usually they can give the personalized services to the customers. So then we'll see what are the role of these small businesses when it comes to the economic development of a nation. So when it comes to the economic development of nations, it is not just the development of agriculture, or it is not just development of the large industries. It is also important to see how the small businesses or the small units in every corner of the country that is developed. So then only a country can have a overall development or the overall economic development. So what are the importance or the role that small businesses they play when it comes to the economic development of a nation? So first we'll see the role in employment generation. So for any business for that matter, be it small or the large business, one of the main thing that they contribute to the economic, it is the generation of employment. The more businesses that comes into a market or the society or the nation, so automatically that will create a more employment opportunity in that nation. By utilizing whatever the human resources are available in the nation, by utilizing properly, so that is also one of the main factors that contributes to development of a nation. So now I'll see how the role small businesses that plays important role in generating the employment opportunity. So the small businesses are vastly more labor intensive than large corporation, making them the largest sources of livelihood creation. So when it comes to the small business, usually it is the labor intensive or the mostly labor's intensive sector or the sectors rather than the capital intensive sectors, because more number of peoples are utilized in this field or in this business, making them one of the largest source of livelihood for the people of that nation. So what are the specific role they play in generating employment? One, it is high absorptive capacity. So they hire from the diverse skill pools, both skilled and unskilled laborers, helping to combat unemployment and integrate youth and marginalized group into the labor market. So when it comes to the small business management, so they'll hire not just a skilled labor, they will be hiring all the marginal, or they'll be including all the marginalized group in the society, so that they can so that the problem of unemployment can be reduced. Then we have a multiple effect. By creating direct job, these businesses stimulates the local economies and drive demand for the other regional services and the suppliers. So in the small businesses, they will create the jobs directly, and these businesses encourages to development of the local economies and creating the more demand, and also to other regional services and the suppliers. By creating a more demand at the local level, that will stimulate the economy in a positive way, and that will overall lead to the employment generation. Next, we have alternative to the agriculture. So one of the alternatives for the agriculture, it is to have the small business. So that also can generate more income to the people. That also can generate more employment opportunities also. So in that can be one of the alternative to the agriculture. So in regions like rural India, they provide crucial non-farm livelihood, thereby reducing disguised unemployment in the agricultural sectors. Suppose if any people, they are not able to do the agricultural related work, or if they are not able to contribute to the agriculture sector, so in a rural India especially, they'll create an opportunity to have a small business and thereby have their own livelihood also. So that indirectly will contribute to the economic development. Then we have, what are the small businesses' role in the innovation? So while large firms possess massive research and development budget, small businesses excel in agile niche innovations. So whereas most of the times the large firms invest most amount of resources to the research and development process, where the small business, they'll concentrate on what are the available resources or innovations are they, concentrating on that and excelling in that business also will contribute to the economic development. And then we have adaptability and agility. Small businesses can pivot, test and implement new ideas or the technologies much faster than rigid corporate structures. So for example, any person, if he has a proper idea also, in order to launching a new product, in order to bring a new technology, for example, developing a new software also, it is all contribute to the innovations. So whenever a person, he feels that he can develop a software and he has developed a software, there are a number of the schemes from the government where he can get the capital or where we can get the funding and have his own business. So that is the small business. They are easily adaptability and they easily adjust to the new innovation. Then niche solutions. They frequently introduce creative, specialized goods and services that larger industries overlook. So usually the small businesses, they'll frequently introducing a creative way or the new way product and the services. Sometimes these large companies or the large corporations or large industries, they neglect. Next, supply chain support. Small business entrepreneurs fosters overall market competitions and often create ancillary component and services that supports large industrial operation. Sometimes these small businesses, they'll cooperate or they'll foster overall market competitions, for example, by contributing to the supply chain network. For example, any person who has a channel or who has a network of the suppliers who can act as an agent between the supplier and manufacturers to sell the raw materials or to transfer the raw materials. So in that way also he can develop his own business ideas, so that Through that, he can support the large industrial operations by connecting to the various suppliers of raw material, connecting them with the manufacturers, at the same time connecting with the distributors. He can cooperate or he can support to the large industrial operation. So next we have the role in regional development. How the small business plays important role in the regional development. Small business act as equalizer in economic geography, promoting balanced regional and rural growth. Especially the small businesses manager or the small business enterprises, they act as an equalizer in economic development, promoting balanced growth at the regional level as well as at the rural level of a nation. Then decentralization. By establishing operations in remote or underdeveloped areas, they reduce the over-concentration on industries and populations in major urban centers. So they establish operations, especially the small business, they'll have their operations both at the underdeveloped areas as well as the developed areas. So sometimes where these large corporations or the large industries where they can't reach to the rural areas, there these small business managers, they can reach and they can have their business so that they can reduce over concentration on the urban areas, or they can reduce the over stressing on the urban areas. So that means small businesses can reach to the remote areas or the rural areas of the nation also. Next, curbing the urban migration. Providing dignified or the local employment limits the mass migrations of the rural talent to crowded or expensive cities. So another important role that small business enterprises plays is that it will help in reducing the urban migrations. Usually what we see it is that the rural, in the rural areas where the laborers or where the people, they are migrating to the crowded or the expensive cities in search of employment opportunities. But when these small businesses are there or establishing in the rural areas, these migrations can be reduced. So the people, when they have their new ideas to have a business, when they have that limited resources to have a business, so they can have their own business instead of migrating to any other urban cities. So that is also one of the important role that it plays. And then resource utilizations. So they effectively utilize whatever the available resources are there. So in that limited resources, how they can do their business in the best manner. So that is also one of the important role that the small business enterprises, they play. So they effectively utilize the local and indigenous resources and raw materials that might otherwise go waste, spreading wealth and supporting equitable income distribution. Sometimes these indigenous resources, if it is that not used properly, so that will go in a waste, spreading. So these, whatever the indigenous or the limited resources are there, so that can be used properly by the small business enterprises. So next we'll see what is the classification of small business. Small business are typically classified using the criteria like what is their annual turnover and what is the number of employees and the capital investment. So usually the small business are categorized based on what is the annual turnover of that business and what is the employment, number of employers working in that, and what is the capital investment in that business. So based on that, the small business are classified. So in India, business are categorized under MSME, that is micro, small and medium enterprises. In India, especially small businesses, that is considered as MSME framework. So there are certain criteria that is used to classify the business as micro, small, medium enterprises. So these businesses, they have to satisfy certain criteria to come under the MSME framework. So the MSME here framework based on what is the investment in plant and machinery and the annual turnover. What is the business investment in their plant and machinery and as well as what is their annual turnover? Based on that, the MSME framework has made. So the micro, small and medium enterprises serve as the backbone of Indian economy. So this MSME, it is majorly considered as the backbone of Indian economy. That's why in the budget, they will also be having a specialized contribution or special budget for the MSME because it is considered as the backbone of Indian economy. So governed by the MSME Act of 2006. So this sector contributes 31.1% to the India's GDP, 35.4% of annual manufacturing output, and 48.58% of the total export. So because that is contributing to the Indian economy with a high proportion. So the MSME Act of 2006, this sector contributes 31.1% to the Indian total GDP, then 35.4% to the total manufacturing output, and totally 48.58% to the Indian total export. So now we'll see what is the classification of small business in India, that is MSME framework. So first we'll see the category micro enterprises, small enterprises, then medium enterprises and the large enterprises. How it is categorized in a different way. So what is the investment limit? Then what is the annual turnover limit? And then we'll see the certain typical examples for that. So here first we'll see the micro enterprises. Their investment limits, it is up to 2.5 crore and the annual turnover limit, it is up to 10 crore. So investment should be the limit up to 2.5 crore should be their limit, investment limit, and their annual turnover, it has to up to 10 crore. So for example, the kirana shops or the tailoring units or the handicraft or the local service providers, so they are all comes under the micro enterprises. Then we have small enterprises. Here it is the investment limit, it is up to 25 crores and their annual turnover, it is up to 100 crores. So what are the examples that we can see? One, it is small scale manufacturing units, then the food processing, then any regional IT firms or small exporters. Any small scale manufacturing units or any food processing units or any regional IT firms and any small exporters. So that where they have the investment limits up to 25 crores and their annual turnover it has to up to 100 crores. So that considered as a small enterprises. So then we have medium enterprises. Their investment limit, it has up to 125 crore. So their investment limit, and then their annual turnover, it is up to 500 crore is their annual turnover. And what are the example that we can see? One, it is the auto parts manufacturers, that is the spare parts manufacturers for the automobile industry, and then textile firms, then the logistics providers, and then the hotel chains. So these are all considered as a medium enterprises. Then we have the last one. Large enterprises means their annual investment above 125 crores and their annual turnover, it is 500 crores above. And what are the examples? We have conglomerates like your Tata, Reliance or any big corporations, for example, Infosys or the HDFC banks. So these are the large or the multinational companies that comes under the large enterprises. So these are the category that we can see based on the investment limit, based on the annual turnover that these categories are made. So one, it is the micro enterprises. Your investment limits up to 2.5 crores and the turnover, it is up to 10 crores. Then comes to the small enterprises. Their investment limit, it is 25 crores and the annual turnover, it is up to 100 crores. Then we have medium enterprises. Investment limited, it is 125 crores and the annual turnover, it is up to 500 crores. And anything which is above the 125 crores, the investment and annual turnover, it is 500 crores. So they are considered as a large enterprises. So this is how the MSME framework has done in India. So then we'll see what is entrepreneurs versus small business owner. So we can see certain differences between an entrepreneur and a small business owner. So one, it is in terms of their primary goal. So who is an entrepreneur? So their entrepreneurs, their primary goal, it is through the innovation, scale and the disruption. So the focus is on aggressive growth and building a highly valuable asset. So the entrepreneurs, the main focus, it is through the innovation and the large scale and also how to handle the disruption. So they focus on aggressive growth, that is the rapid growth rate, and also building a high valuable or creating a high value asset for themselves. So that is the entrepreneurs. Then the small business owner, they always go for the stability, then their lifestyle and the steady income. So the small business owner always go in a stable growth, and also they'll expect a steady income for their business, and they focus on quality services and local community and the sustainability. So their main focus on providing the quality services, and also their concentration, it is on the local community and the sustainability. So then we have in terms of risk and scale. So they embraces the high risk. So those entrepreneurs are there. So they'll ready to take the high risk. So when they have a idea through the innovations, or when they have to go for the innovations, they are ready to take up the high risk for their business. So they operate on a national or the global or the highly scalable digital level. For example, techs or any startups. So these entrepreneurs, they'll embrace, so they're ready for the higher risk. So they operate on a national level, global level, and highly scalable digital world. For example, any tech startups, having any tech startups, that is also an example for the entrepreneurs. Whereas a small business owner, they are the risk averse. So they will see properly what are the risks that they have when they take up a business project or when they take up any investment project. So they operate primarily within the local community or the local level and within known or established market. So especially they focus on the local level when they know the complete that market. For example, the local bakery or the plumbers or any other kinds of shop. So then we have the operation. So here entrepreneurs, that is systemized and delegates, often steps out of a daily operations to build a system, seek funding or start new ventures. So these under entrepreneurs, they operate on a systemized and they'll delegating their operations. Oftenly they go for these venture capital and seeking the more funds for their startups. Whereas the small business owner, they deeply involved, usually act as their own employee. So that is most of the cases, that is the independent owner, or having an independent ownership of their business and remaining highly hands-on with the daily management and customer relations. Usually all the activities are single-handedly managed by these small business owners. And then we have funding. It relies heavily on the venture capital, angel investors or external financings to rapidly fund growth. So whenever a person has he has any new ideas, so he will go for having a venture capital. So others seeking the funds from the others so that he can attract the more funds and that can have their utilize that funds for the growth of that business. Whereas small business owners, they relies on the bootstrapping, savings, then the family loans or any traditional bank financing. So the small business, they depend on, most of the cases, they depend on these sources for funding. For example, their savings amount or their family loans or having any traditional bank financing. So that is the safest way for borrowing the funds for their business. Whereas the entrepreneurs, they'll go for the other, or they'll rely heavily on other funding, way of funding. For example, the venture capital or having an external financing to fund for their business. So these are some of the differences that we can see between the entrepreneurs and between the small business managers. So this is all the today's class that we have. It is the what is small business, what are the characteristics that we have, what are the role that it plays when it comes to the economic development, and how the MSME framework is there in India, and what are the difference that we can see between the entrepreneurs and the small business owners. So in the next sessions, we'll see what are the importance of small business and what are the types of small business that we have. So that we sit in the next class. So this is all about the today's sessions. I hope you all understood and we all meet in the next session. Thank you.